All right, welcome to the Proctor 360 webinar. My name is Kranti Batula, CTO of Proctor 360. We're glad that you can join us today. I want to thank you all for taking the time to attend this session. Proctor 360's goal is to bring testing directly to the consumer while still maintaining a high degree of security. We want to allow students to take exams from anywhere of their choice, making it more convenient for them and saving on cost in the process. I want to take a moment to further introduce our company and the team that we have built. Ganga, the CEO, who's worked in the testing industry for the past 10 years, owned multiple testing centers and saw that the testing market was headed online, but that current testing technology still lacks security. Don Kastner, the COO, who was the previous founder and CEO of Proctor 360, it's one of the largest testing companies in the world. We're glad that he joined the team as he brought a lot of expertise in the industry with him. We avoided many pitfalls for an early company in this industry through his guidance. Don is currently acting as our sales representative. He has contacts in the online industry, so it's really easy for him to get a meeting with the company's CEO or CTO. Myself, the CTO, who has experience leading and working with teams to design and build devices for commercial use. I've worked with various organizations ranging from universities to Fortune 500 companies. George Siragusa, who's our chief financial and sales strategist, has worked with and been a mentor to many startups and CEOs. He's given us a lot of guidance as well as helped us grow as a startup. Davis Cook, our media manager, who's helped us create a lot of content that we've been able to put out. He developed a lot of the YouTube videos through his experience in content creation. Scott Crumpler, who is our marketing advisor, he recently came on to help us with our fundraising campaign. We've built a lot of traction with his help. His experience working with companies in the past let us efficiently market ourselves. So I wanted to talk a bit more about who we are and why we can efficiently and effectively tackle the testing market. We have a combined experience of 25 years working in the secure testing field. We've delivered millions of exams both in testing centers and online, partnered with leading testing companies, trained proctors to handle multiple clients at a time, regularly deal with testing issues efficiently. We combined our experience and expertise to invent Proctor 360. These are some of the major companies and organizations we've partnered with in the past. We have experience in the industry and know how they work and know how easily they can adopt our technology and integrate it into their current systems to use for their exams. So we've been in the testing business for a long time and seen the direction of the market and the limitations of the available options. The main options for testing currently are testing centers and online testing, both of which come with their own set of problems. Testing centers are physical locations that an individual has to travel to take their test. The student is required to test in an unfamiliar environment at a specific time with limited options and availability of centers and proctors. Overall, it puts the burden on the students. They also tend to have high operational costs. I want to point out that these are not only observations we made, but are also backed up by journal and web articles. So to combat a lot of these issues, online testing became a solution. It uses a single webcam to monitor the test taker. This allowed students to test remotely, but came with many security concerns. A recent study was conducted and stated that 33% of students taking online classes have admitted to cheating. Of that, only 2.1% were actually caught. So you can see that there's a huge gap that needs to be filled here, and we believe we can do it through the Proctor 360 system. So also we found that there are literally dedicated websites showing methods on ways around a single camera system, as it's prone to blind spots and lacks comprehensiveness. It allows for easy cheating and content theft. This same technology has been in use for the past 10 years without much change. A lot of schools and especially companies that require testing realize this about online testing and opt to still use testing centers because of security concerns. Our solution to this problem was simple: to use a headset with a mounted 360-degree camera to get a full view of the testing space. Our multi-view system gets a lot of information from different angles. We get a 360 view from the headset, a front view from the computer camera, a screen capture from the browser, and any sounds in the area from the mic. Our proctors monitor the exam and are trained to recognize cheating behavior. All the information we gain is recorded and can be accessed later for audit purposes. Proctors are able to view 6 tests at a time. This allows us to maintain a high number of users and be scalable. We tried to make the test taker experience as simple as possible for easy use by the end user. They just have to sign up on proctor360.com and schedule an exam date. They receive the headset before the day. On the day of the exam, they connect the headset and begin their session. The proctor verifies ID in the workspace. They begin the exam. The session is proctored. The test is completed. The proctor verifies the exam, and the headset is shipped back to us in the same box it came. Once received back in our warehouse, we refurbish it and resend it to the next user. Logistically, it's a lot of work on our end, but it's worth it if it's a simple process for the end user. So looking at the other options available on the market, we really tried to cover all the areas and all the areas where the others were lacking in. Test centers and kiosks may minimize cheating and protect content, but they're not convenient and also have high operational costs. Single webcam testing may be convenient, but it has blind spots that are easily cheated. Proctor 360 is able to cover all bases by using a 360-degree camera, and it's developed technology to prevent blind spots and be remote and save on cost. Our business model is business to consumer, where Proctor 360 supplies proctoring services to intermediary companies or schools that need to test their students. As we establish ourselves as a standard in the testing market, we'll be able to target end users directly. We believe that the majority of our business will come from B2B in the early stages of the company, but once established as an alternative to testing centers, consumers will come directly to us if they have a test that needs to be proctored. Our users are diverse, as you can see. College students at online schools require their students to regularly test. IT professionals have to get certifications to further their career. Medical professionals have to regularly maintain their licenses. Trade professionals working in construction or government have to show that they understand regulation. All these fields currently require testing and require people to use testing centers. They now have the option to take exams from home with the same level of security. Our growth strategy is to target direct and channel partners. Direct partners use our system, the headset, proctoring, and software to deliver their exams. This will mostly consist of web-based and paper-based exams. Channel partners are companies that have their own software that is developed specifically for their exams. We will license our headset technology for them to use. These will be mostly professional and certification exams. The market opportunity for this technology is huge. E-learning is growing rapidly. It's currently around $91 billion and only gaining traction. As e-learning grows, testing is going to grow as well. Global computer-based testing is currently around $42 billion. This includes testing centers as well as online testing. We believe that we have the potential to take a portion of this market as we are targeting both the online testing market as well as the testing center market. The U.S. online testing market is 60 million. We are going to add to it by converting testing center users to remote testing through our technology. Online testing year-on-year growth is calculated to be 15% and estimated to be $2 billion in the U.S. by 2026 and $10 billion worldwide. A driving force to grow in the market is savings on costs, estimated to be around 25%. I also want to point out that the website that published a lot of these figures, learninglight.com, actually mentioned us in a recent article and called us a game changer in the market. It's their words, not ours, but we're glad to see that they share our vision for where testing is going. These are our projections for the next 5 years. These values have been calculated for when we are in full production. The estimates are very conservative, serving only 6,700 tests per month, but we know that there are millions of tests being delivered per month by proctoring companies and testing companies. So we know that there's a lot of room to grow here. And after talking to other executives in the market, they believe the potential for this technology is explosive and has opportunity to generate much more revenue. Initially, we will get the majority of our business from low and medium security exams and grow the high security field as we transition test center users to online testing using our system. Currently, we're raising funds for our seed round on startengine.com through our online public offering. This allows us to raise funds by allowing anyone in the public to invest and buy shares. I'll talk more about it later on in the presentation, but I wanted to quickly mention it here. So you can check us out at startengine.com/proctor360. So right now we're going to give a quick demo of our tech in use. This is from the proctor perspective and what they see when a user is testing. So you can see that the proctor is fed these three views in real time. You can see that the test taker taking their exam from the screen grab. You can see the test taker is taking their test, and you can see them on the screen grab going through the test. You have a 360 camera monitoring the entire room, and the front-facing camera monitoring the student directly. We can see if anybody is coming into the room or any cheating material is present. All angles can be zoomed in on to get a better view. Additionally, if the proctor wants to contact the student, they can do so directly through the chat window. So for this specific test, you can see that there's something hanging off the test taker's laptop on the right side. It's a sticky note with notes on it. This is a common way to cheat the single camera system because it's outside the field of view. The dual camera system allows us to notice that and ask the student to remove it before the test even begins. Before we go any further, I did want to mention our recent partnership with Prov Exam. We're glad that they came along to be an early adopter of our technology and see the value in it. They'll be using our headset to deliver exams to the federal government, and we're really excited to be partnering with them. So here I wanted to talk about the recent Start Engine campaign that we started to get investment for our seed round. It's a Title III crowdfunding campaign that allows anyone to invest. So traditionally, investment comes from accredited investors that require a high minimum investment. You can see that this limits a lot of people from buying shares in a company early on. We wanted to be able to offer both the public as well as traditional investors the option to own a part of Proctor 360, and is why we went the crowdfunding route. Title III regulation crowdfunding allows anyone to buy shares in the company and is regulated by the SEC. Online platforms host all of the offering details and is where one would go to buy shares. Proctor 360 is hosted on Start Engine. You can visit sec.gov if you want more info about the regulation. Anyone can invest in a Title III, both non-accredited and accredited investors. They typically have lower minimum investments, and all the offering details are published online. So if you were to go to the Proctor 360 campaign page, you could see the minimum investment, share price, and class of share an investor would be getting. This is a display of our campaign page for crowdfunding investment. The page contains much more information than we talked about here, as well as information we did talk about here. So make sure to check it out at www.startengine.com/proctor360. We will now be taking questions. So as we wait for questions to come in, we did want to talk about the recent news break that happened a few days ago about the ACT and SAT scandal that broke in California. The biggest problem that we viewed was that there was no monitoring of the sessions. It seemed like there was just a single proctor to view there. So I'm sure if they had a Proctor 360 system, they wouldn't even attempt to cheat, because you know that you're being fully recorded, and in 3 to 6 months' time, if an issue ever occurs, you can always just pull up the recorded session and be able to verify that there's any cheating or not. So I do want to mention a little bit more about our company. We finished the prototype phase. We're just about ready to go into production. We just need the initial investment to go and produce the headsets in a large scale to be able to service a lot of the companies that are asking for it. We've done a lot of demos for different companies that are very interested and want to adopt this technology. The big thing is we have to deal with a high test volume. So if someone asks us for, and we have been asked if we can supply, 10,000 exams a month. Currently, we're not at that stage, but with an investment into this round, we should be able to produce on mass scale to be able to service a lot of these customers that have such high test volumes. So feel free to comment or ask any questions if you have now. Later on, if you are watching this session later, you can go to the Proctor 360 page, campaign page on Start Engine, and you can there's an actual area at the bottom where you can comment and ask questions, and we can get back to you and answer them directly there as well. Yes, you can see that Brightwork Creative Media just commented earlier. We have met our minimum goal of 10,000 a few weeks ago. We're pretty excited, so we have a lot farther to get, but we're glad that we were able to reach that milestone and keep growing from that point. Alright, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, whether you're watching it live now or you're watching it later on. If you have any questions, you can contact us on the following social media platforms and just message us your question and we'll be able to get back to you. Make sure that you check out www.startengine.com/proctor360 to see our campaign page. All right.